dread it, run from it. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills are back. Yo ho ho, Bills Mafia. Happy Victory Friday. And let me tell you what, it has been so nice that we have been able to accumulate 3 consistent dubs after probably the biggest cluster of a situation you could put a team in general. Us coming out on top, beating the Patriots last night. This team is back. I've said it in previous videos. We normally hit our midseason lull, and this was just an absolute dominating win against the New England Patriots on Thursday Night Football. All of us should have a hard-on right now with what we witnessed last night. In this video, you did read that title correctly. I am going to be dissecting exactly what I loved about this game, some nitpick complaints, there's going to be few, spoiler alert, and we're just going to celebrate because this team has looked the best that we have looked since before the bye, since during the Kansas City Chiefs game. I'm not sure about you guys, but my confidence level is way back up here. And besides that, say that you're new here, my name is Dan Mitchell. I'm an avid member of the Bills Mafia, and I regularly put out videos about the Buffalo Bills and the NFL in general. If that is your cup of tea, then join the family and subscribe, and smash the ever-living out of that like button, like the Bills did to the Patriots last night. Right before we dive into anything, though, I do need to give a giant shout-out to today's sponsor, and that just so happens to be Prize Picks. Prize Picks is hands down the #1 player prop bet platform on the internet today, and I highly recommend that you download it. The entire process is very simple. All you do is pick 2 to 6 players off of your parlay, and as long as you predict correctly based off of the projections that Prize Picks puts into place, whether it's over or under, then you have the opportunity of making some serious cash. Best part about it is that Prize Picks is hooking up my audience, which with the second that you download the app, simply enter in code DONMAFIA and they will match 100% up to your initial deposit. So whatever you're doing, stop this video right now and download Prize Picks. I cannot believe that this is the team that I was expecting to see consistently throughout the entire season. And right now, I just want to celebrate things that I absolutely loved about this game. I mean, there's no question. This was a pure and utter domination of this team. We knew going into it that the Pats offense wasn't very good, but the #1 thing I want to shout out, Ken Dorsey. Dude finally has called a well-balanced game. It was finally the emergence of our damn run game. James Cook absolutely lit things up last. 14 carries for 64 yards, 4.6 average, and Devin Singletary 13 carries with 51 yards and 3.9 average with a touchdown. This was essentially the coming out party for James Cook that we have been waiting for. Kid is finally starting to catch his bearings and look like a legitimate run threat. We have been clamoring for the longest time that we need to protect Josh Allen at all costs, and the fact that we didn't have any semblance of a run game at all, this was putting his body at risk. This performance, especially against how good the New England Patriots run defense is very, very encouraging as we go into the late of the regular season and into the playoffs. Massive shout out. I love what Dorsey was calling and implementing that run game and not giving up on it. This is the first time I saw Dorsey not give up on the run game the entire game. It was beautifully mixed in for all 4 quarters. And this team is dangerous if we can continue to run the way that we ran. Second shout out is Josh Allen. No turnovers. I know that there was a couple of close calls, but show me in the stat book where that is, fool. For the first time this past week, he was a full participant in practice. He was out pregame doing throwing drills, which is the first time since the Jets injury. And the kid was on top of it. He looked like the Josh Allen that we all know and love. The zip was there. That one pass that got called back, like off of a Tommy Sweeney holding. Thanks a lot, guy. Right to Stephon Diggs for like 62, 63 yards. That was the most beautiful throw I think I have seen from Josh Allen this year. It's clear that our quarterback is feeling a lot healthier, and it's primetime Allen. He went out there and he showed the hell up. So, I mean, he went 22 for 33 for 223 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's exactly what we need. Stephon Diggs definitely needs to have yet another shout out. This guy, he is carrying carrying this offense, an integral piece, and not a day goes by where I'm not thankful that this man is a Buffalo Bill. 7 receptions for 92 yards and 1 touchdown. Should have been 2. Should have been 2, let's be completely honest with ourselves. But it's crazy. I mean, he ended up breaking the record for yet again being the only receiver in Buffalo Bills history to have multiple quadruple-digit receiving yard seasons. And he's 1 touchdown away from breaking the single season record for Buffalo Bills wide receivers for touchdowns in a clearly going to happen. What was confusing to me was the fact that I know that the Patriots love to run man coverage, but they literally put Jones, a rookie, on Stephon Diggs the entire night. And that poor dude was absolutely disrespected, cooked. And for some reason, Belichick just didn't want to switch things up and maybe try and stop because Diggs was just hurting them. Is what seems about each and every single snap. This guy was on top of it, but once again, Diggs is showing up. Next up, it has to be the defense. I know that the New England Patriots offense is not necessarily star-studded at this point. They're one of the worst in the league. But you can see how much of an impact Trey White has on the field. Guy basically played about 3 full quarters. So you always forget about how great of a tackler Trey White is, but that was literally on full display last night. He literally makes our defense so much better, and I cannot be happier that he is back. Edmonds did incredible. Poyer with that almost interception. Matt Milano did great. Yes, Von Miller being on the IR hurts, but the way our secondary has been playing, and as long as we can stay healthy, then things are looking really good. And even guys on the defensive line stepped up as well. We had Epinesa look great. Rousseau looked great. And Shaq Lawson also played very, very well when we absolutely needed him to. This defense, I had 0 complaints. Now, for the couple of things that I didn't like, of course, I didn't like the Josh Allen fumble. However, we need to give full blame to Quessenberry on that one. That was an absolute just blown block. Like, he got absolutely murked by Uche. And so then just some of the drops. But, I mean, really just things that we need to go on ahead and just try and control, right? Once again, the Buffalo Bills did not shoot themselves in the foot too often this game, and that's what happens. It's a 24-10 victory. It's first divisional win, and then now we have a pretty difficult stretch of going up against the Jets, and then, of course, we have the Miami Dolphins, which I will be there, by the way. If you're in Buffalo and want to meet up for a beer, hit me up. But overall, this was a great step in the right direction. We ended up battling away like 2 very ugly wins against Cleveland and then Detroit, and then we come back with that dominant performance. This is December football. The Buffalo Bills own December football. So I fully anticipate to see several more of these games as we get healthy and get right before next week. And Bills Mafia, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you sound off in the comments with your thoughts on the game, your expectations, your confidence level, how it has switched. I always love hearing your feedback. Just once again, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Smash that like button, and before I let you go, you better always remember, let's go Buffa.